Yesterday, the Ohio Satanic Temple launched some sort of what they call an instructional program. It's offering students at the Edgewood Elementary School, which is in the Maryville School District. They're offering instruction from the Hellions Academy of Independent Learning. It's also known as HAIL. And they're doing it under the state's Release Time Religious Instruction, or RTRI program. It's a program that our friends at LifeWise Academy have successfully utilized to positively impact public school students. But the Satanic Temple's counter to what LifeWise is doing, is it all just a publicity stunt, or is this really something to be concerned about? Well, joining me now to discuss this is Jennifer Jury, who's LifeWise Academy's program advocate. Jennifer, welcome to Washington Watch. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for letting me be here tonight.
Okay, so let's start with your overall reaction to the Satanic Temple's program here.
Well, like you said, I think it's clear to us that this does seem, for the most part, like a publicity stunt in an attempt to get programs like LifeWise that are offering Christian, Bible-based education to shut down.
So what is LifeWise doing that's distinctively different from what the Satanic Temple is attempting to do?
Well, first of all, like you mentioned, RTRI programs just give an option for parents, if they choose, to enroll their students in a program that offers religious instruction during the school day. And as we've understood, there are several stipulations that have to be met, and that includes that the program needs to be held off school property. And of course, we need to have the parents' permission. So LifeWise Academy operates within that RTRI policy in the state of Ohio and now elsewhere all around the country. And so we do have students enrolled in our program. They do have their parents' permission to attend. We take them off campus. But what we're offering is Bible-based character instruction and really presenting the gospel to students as part of the time that they're spending at school.
And you're doing an incredible job. It's been a joy of ours here at FRC as a whole, and specifically here on Washington Watch, to be able to follow the work of LifeWise. But it hasn't always been easy. I mean, LifeWise has experienced some resistance along the way. In fact, you yourself have. What have you experienced? What did you experience? And was that to you a surprise, or did you see it coming?
Well, when I first joined LifeWise, it was as the program director for the LifeWise Academy program in Westerville, Ohio. We opened our classes in September of 2022 with just 27 kids attending from 2 elementary schools in town. But then over the next 2 years, our enrollment grew. The community, we thought, was quite excited. For the most part, parents seemed excited about having this option for their students to learn Bible education during the school day. And so after our first 2 years of classes, we had 300 students attending every week. But then over the summer, this past summer, some opposition arose from a group that at the time was calling itself Parents Against LifeWise. And they just started, I think, planting questions in the mind of our local school board and raising questions that caused them to decide to rescind our local RTRI policy in Westerville. And so for that reason, in September, we were never able to reopen our classes this past fall.
Where is that going in the future? What's ahead for LifeWise?
So LifeWise is alive and well in hundreds of communities around the country, and really in many of the surrounding communities right around Westerville here in Ohio, there are hundreds and thousands of children attending LifeWise every week. But here in Westerville, our program has been suspended since the policy no longer is in place that allows us to operate. But as you may know, and maybe you've mentioned this on your program before, there is legislation in the State House of Ohio right now that would hopefully open the door for programs like ours to reopen, or for communities that don't yet have a LifeWise program running, that those communities would be able to add those very soon.
Yeah, and this is such an important program. And, you know, at the end of the day, it seems to me, Jennifer, that there is a way to, regardless of what happens with the school board or whatever decisions they're making. This is after school hours, off school property, and parents and students have the right to go somewhere besides school afterwards. So I want to encourage our viewers and listeners to pray for you and for LifeWise and for the future of where you go from here and the continued expansion across the country. So in our last moment or so, tell our viewers and listeners where they can go to learn more about LifeWise, how they can potentially sign their children up for the release time and religious instruction.
So our website is lifewise.org, and there is a button on that page where it says Find My School. And so you can find out if there is a LifeWise program running in your community. If not, then there is a button that shows you the easy steps to follow to express interest in getting one started in your community. It's something that parents around the country are getting excited about. We have thousands of students attending every week in, I think it's 31 states now with programs starting up. And so it's exciting to see that kind of response from parents and families around the country.
Yeah, it really is. 31 different states right now across the country is absolutely stunning and so encouraging to be able to introduce a program like this, biblically focused, into the public schools. Absolutely fantastic. Jennifer Jury, Program Advocate for LifeWise Academy, thank you so much for joining us today on Washington Watch.
Thank you again. Thanks for all you're doing.